Hi, folks. Here talking to all of you about common sense and putting logic together. Now, you remember at the congregation, we'd always have a monthly report. And we'd say, well, we've had X, Y, and Z spent on maintenance, this, that, and the other thing. And we have, a couple grand in the bank. We're sending $900 to the society. So la la la, and we got some future things we're going to build here. We're going to put a new HVAC system in. It's going to cost us X, Y, and Z. Right? Right. Now the circuit assemblies the same way. District assemblies, of course, they're not district assemblies anymore. Regional conventions, and you'd have a convention, and they'd say, "Oh, we have this, that, and the other thing, and we have a deficit." And of course, by the end of the end of the end of the day, the contributions would be filled up more than enough, and they'd have $10,000 in the bank, right? Okay, well, take that same logic and ask yourself, why isn't that same scrutiny, auditing, and of course there's an audit, monthly audit. Circuit overseer comes and audits the accounts of each congregation, and all that money, all that, those auditing reports are sent to the branch, and the branch reports to the corporate office, right? So if the corporate office has all these details and all its expenditures and all the assets are owned by Watchtower Corp and every other subsidiary corp that's underneath the Watchtower Corp, it's all the same system, right? Why? Ask yourself why? Why isn't there a annual report? Now I'm not talking about this little silly. We're spending 240 million for Special Pioneers and X, Y, and Z. I'm talking about a real report. We took in $10 billion. We spent $3 billion, and we have for 130 years of assets and everybody's money, and you know people die and they've given their estates all that money, stock options, this, that, and the other thing. Why isn't there a report? Okay, we have $50 billion cash on hand in every one of our little companies, 50 different companies or whatever, corporations, and we have what, you know, 100 billion in assets, billion buildings all over the earth that we own, because they own them all. You know, even in this country, they own all the assets. So ask yourself. Most corporations do a report, and they'll even put a PDF out there for people to see it. Why? Why is there no report? Why is there no report? I can tell you why. You know, there's not true transparency. And if we worship in spirit and truth, as Jesus said, then there'd be truth in the money. Every congregation member deserves to know where their money's being spent. And I'm not talking about, okay, we gave this little bit to, and that little bit over here and over there, because most of the time, the local members are paying for everything. Now they've set it up to where, if there's a lot of money to be spent on that facility, the owner of that facility, which is Watchtower Corp, has to come up with HVAC money. It's no longer local money, right? But they own the asset. They can sell that asset anytime they want. So I've asked this same question to a number of witnesses that I've bumped into recently, and I've asked them, I said, do you guys have a monthly report? Be interesting to see what it looked like. Ask yourself, why no transparency? Watchtower Corp doesn't need any money. They have lots of money. But how much? For 130 or 40 years of collections.